If you can't close, then what good is anything? And in 2017 or so, it all came to a stop. As we head into Q3 and Q4 in 2026, there's going to be more opportunities available throughout the country for everybody.
Hey, what's up, investors? My name's Philip with REIPrintMail. I'm actually here with the Flip King, Nick Luevano.
How's it going? How we doing today?
Good. All right, guys. Well, hey, we've got a great guest here. I'm going to do a quick interview with him and just go over what he sees in the market, his foresight, and how he got started. So if you don't mind, Nick, hey, pleasure having you here with us. Like I just said, the first question, how did you get started in this market? What made you get into real estate?
Well, first, thanks for having me on. I know we had a quick minute to kind of get to know each other further prior to hopping on here. So pleasure to be here. Looking forward to a powerful, podcast. Real estate's simple. I was originally from California, Southern California, went to school, San Diego State, graduated 2013 and didn't know what to do. And I got introduced to actually network marketing back in 2013. That was my first, entrepreneurial endeavor. And to make an extremely long story short, that industry taught me communication, sales, networking, and I actually became a top income earner in that industry. And in 2017 or so, it all came to a stop. The income, which I grew, came to a stop. The organization, the business, the product, the company, and I got to just looking for a bigger vehicle. And so that's when I saw a YouTube ad promoting real estate.
Oh, good deal. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you've been in the industry for quite some time. You said 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see your name out there. It looks like you did 700 plus flips over the last 5 years. Is that true?
Yeah, I'd more than that, actually. Not just flips, a little bit of everything. Like our company now primarily focuses on heavy wholesaling, fix and flip, novation, a little bit of creative finance, buy and hold, so a little bit of everything.
Very nice. So typically you coach investors as well with your company?
I didn't start coaching until right around 2019 into 2020.
Okay.
The first 2.5 years or so, I was primarily focused on just building the company from the ground up. Systems, processes, procedures, people. Back in 2017, 2018, there was nowhere near, I'm sure you know this, as many tools, right?
Oh, absolutely.
As there are today. So it wasn't, I don't want to say it was more difficult, but it took time to invent the systems and figure out the processes. Shoot, I remember when skip tracing was like a secret, right?
Oh.
And now there's so many, service providers. So I didn't start really until until I made my first $1 million, to be honest.
Oh, phenomenal. Yeah. So that being said though, so if we were to put this out to our subscribers, just what kind of subscriber are you looking for, or someone in our community, how can they reach out to you, and what kind of assistance or help can you offer them?
To be honest, I don't have any crystal clear cookie cutter type of person that I'm looking for.
Okay.
I think, people are kind of just attracted, right, to, energy industries and just the individual itself. I mean, for me, I've always been about business. I've always been about entrepreneurship. I've always been about discipline. I've always been about just winning. And I think that the real estate industry is just a platform. It's a platform to earn as much income as you can, and to invest it into assets that are going to pay you for a lifetime. So to make a long story short, I would just want people to hopefully be attracted because they want to better themselves in every single way possible.
I love that you're being a wealth of knowledge and being a big resource to this community, because this community, it's all about networking. You never know when you could run across that one person that's going to change your entire life. And it's happened to me. It's happened to most of my clients that I work with as well. So a little bit more about you. I know you said you dabble in pretty much everything, novations, syndications, flips, buy and holds and stuff like that. But what's the typical struggle that you see in this real estate market for you personally?
I think, now I've had the ability to coach several hundred people.
Yeah.
And that number continues to grow. And I think that the biggest challenge that the typical real estate investor has is in two departments. And that's where they should remain focused, is just marketing and sales, right?
Yep.
And really being able to dial in predictable, scalable, realistic marketing, right? And then convert on the back end. Because you can have the biggest budget in the world and invest that into marketing and leads, or the smallest budget, but if you can't close, then what good is anything? Which if you can't communicate, you can't really provide value to the homeowner or whoever it is you're communicating with, like what is the point? So those two have to be functioning at the highest level at the same time. And so that's what I believe the biggest challenge is for the majority of real estate investors out there.
Absolutely. And I agree with you there, right? Making sure your return on ad spend yields a return, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what my response rate is on anything. It's, hey, how much money did I put in my bank? That's the most important thing. And then what your goal is, right? Hey, do you want to build generational wealth, or are you just looking for quick capital? It's always opposite the plan there. So, just to keep this quick and short here, I just want to kind of get your take on what you see towards the future, right? For, let's say, end of 2025, starting the new year with what's going on with the world today. What do you think is most important for a real estate investor as far as growth goes? And then what do you see coming in the future for you and for investors in the near future?
So for real estate investors, if you're out there and you're listening, two things I'd say, as we're now getting to midway point of 2025, which is number one, get ready. Because I believe, especially if you're an investor out there, like I tell my students, I tell everybody that there's never been a better time to be in this business. And we have the ability that when interest rates, in my opinion, are through the roof or at the very bottom, we can still earn income. If there's a recession, we can still earn income. Realistically, look at COVID. Some people made the most amount of money ever. So we're so blessed to be on the investment side of things that, there's never going to be a drought, in my opinion. And number two, like I said earlier, is prepare, get ready. Because I believe as we head into Q3 and Q4 in 2026, there's going to be more opportunities available throughout the country for everybody. And so the investors that are prepared, the investors that are more liquid, the investors that have more access to capital, the investors that have more access to credit, the investors that know how and mastered marketing. And lastly, the investors that built a big sales team or have a sales team that can go out there and communicate and secure those deals, you're going to win big if you're not already winning. And that's where my team focuses on every single day, is making sure that we're always prepared, but most importantly, we can convert.
Absolutely. And I had this conversation before we started this interview with you. I'm like, hey, look, hedge funds are gathering as much money as they can. So get ready for the big sale. I mean, we're going to play with spreads soon, and it's coming. Everything I see in the market, everything that you see in the market just aligns. Well, I love it. Hey, Nick, I definitely appreciate you getting on this call with us today, sharing your insight on the market, allowing our viewers to, reach out to you if they need anything, and definitely thank you for that.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. I would say as we're wrapping it up here, it doesn't matter if you're a newbie just getting going. It doesn't matter if you're, 700, 800 plus deals in. I think that right now is the best time to continue doing whatever it is you're already doing that got you that success, or just get started. Because I don't know about you, Phil, but I have so many people messaging me, so many people hop into our program, so many people want to get going, and I love it. Because opportunity in this business is never ending. It's never stopping. People are always going to need a place to live. There's always going to be, opportunities available. And so get out there and get your feet wet and get it done.
You guys hear that? Consistency is key. Consistency, and able to deliver on whatever you're offering out there. I mean, building rapport with your clients, always going to be gold. Right? Build that trust, build that rapport. Answer that pain point for them. There's something going on, why they called you, why they want to sell. Find out that pain point. Help them out. Be a problem solver. Be a counselor if you have to. That's how you're going to get the deals, guys. Definitely appreciate it. Guys, if you guys want to learn a little bit more about Nick, we're going to have a link below. But definitely thank you for viewing this. And we'll get you guys the link there. Just click below. And like always, like and subscribe.
Talk to you all soon. God bless.